Welcome into the latest edition of Extra Time. Frank cannot hear us. It doesn't look like. Or can you, Frank? Blink twice if you can hear us. No, it's all gone wrong. That's all right. Get rid of Frank. We'll sort that out. We're on to our 6th hour together here. Beautiful. Lovely day we've had.
I've loved every moment of it.
I know. Shaka accused us of hiding his parfait for no reason.
No, not hiding it, nicking it, eating it.
That's been the highlight, guys.
But then all we did was walk out the room where we were watching.
Yeah. You all just look guilty, both of you. You look guilty. I left him parfait and I thought, it's not a good idea.
What I will admit today is you've done some troughing.
Yeah, of course, because you brought food. And then bought a salad, but then...
2 meals.
Hello?
Yeah, Pete. Hello,
That's
Jim
the oldest phone. Did somebody call? Did somebody...
Yes, old rotary phone.
Frank.
Rockford Files.
Yes. Hello.
Hey, Jim Rockford here. What the hell was that?
Which one of them picks up the tab when they all go out for dinner in Connecticut together?
We haven't been out for a while.
We haven't been out for a while, but...
We know who doesn't.
I hear the guy, but I don't see that.
Frank's back.
Frank's back. At least his mic is closed.
Now, I'm not patting myself in the back here.
Yes.
Nobody else.
Yes.
Pat it for me. Pat it for me. Do you remember when you all went out for the Christmas curry?
Oh, yeah, and you called ahead and paid for us all.
And I didn't go because I wasn't feeling very well.
Yeah.
And you guys were all there, and tell Frank to shut up. And let him go.
No.
And I called up the curry house.
Yeah.
And I paid for everybody.
Yes, you did. Yeah,
So,
well done.
So there you go.
Yeah. Not wanting to pat myself on the back.
Say that. That was 2009, and this is the first time we're hearing of it.
No, how many other people in our crew
that's true.
have done that?
Yeah.
And it wasn't just you lot. It was
all
more
right.
important. It was the boys and girls behind the scenes.
You really shouldn't pat yourself on the back, Craig.
I know.
Really
Have you ever done that?
So humble.
No.
Tell you what, you're just a taker.
That's it, just take.
Take.
Now, there's some on the other side of the coin, aren't there,
What
when
was
it
the
comes to
question?
picking up the tab? Who pays?
There's a few people in our group,
Yes.
and I must say we're not.
No.
We're not one of them. We're not part of them. There are at least, I would say, 2 or 3 people,
Right.
maybe more, that work in their department who are some of the meanest, tightest, just
Yeah.
terribly Scrooge-esque, is that a word?
Yeah, Scrooge-esque, I think you can say that, yes.
I mean, bordering on, well,
Yeah.
not even bordering, just embarrassing.
Yes. I think that's...
People that just, what's that? The Simpsons, when he just morphs into the hedge.
Yes.
When they morph into a hedge when a bill comes.
Yes. How did Landon Donovan describe David Beckham's arms? He had dinosaur arms when it came to the bill, wasn't it?
Oh, you go.
Yeah, back in the day. There we are. It's Frank.
Now that I've patted myself in the back.
It's Frank here. Frank, we're talking about who picks up the tab when we go out. Frank's very generous, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, Frank's very good in that way.
I'm here, guys, but I don't see you, so I don't know what you're talking about.
Well,
whatever.
how can you? Why do you have to see us to understand what we're talking about? Surely your ears work.
Well, because I've been cut off on top of it, so you have to go back to the essence of the beginning of your conversation for me to understand what you're talking about.
Craig pat himself on the back.
In 1973, Craig picked up the tab.
Yeah, let's not redo that,
everyone.
please.
I tell you what, you do a good turn, and you get.
Frank, the question is, which one of you picks up the tab when you all go out for dinner in Connecticut together? And I'm saying you're very generous. You'll pick up the tab, no problem. Right,
I pick up everything you want. You know, when I go to the restaurant, you know me, I pay for everybody, and I'm very generous.
Well, we also know there's people that pick up Frank's fries.
Yeah, that's when a colleague of ours picked fries off Frank's dinner plate.
Oh, you're back! You're back. I see you.
Oh, there you are. The Zoom's right. Let's move on. What would they choose? Good playing time at relatively smaller club, or being at a big ironic club with less playing time? Shaq?
A big iconic club, surely. Nobody plays for a big ironic club.
Could let it go.
No, I couldn't. It's been a long day, Daniel.
It has. It's getting longer.
It depends on where you are in your career. I think largely you choose playing time at a smaller club.
Yeah. What about you?
Well, it depends how much playing time that is.
Right.
At the big club.
Yes, if it's Calvin Phillips, you're out.
Oh, well, if it's Calvin Phillips type playing time, which is literally zero apart from the odd appearance, then no. Smaller club, game time.
If you're Jack Grealish, you okay with what's happened this season?
Yeah, Jack Grealish had an injury and he had some extra time off in the summer, and so he didn't come back fully fit. And I think Grealish is fine. Particularly, I think if Grealish didn't have the season he had last season, it would have been more frustrating.
Right.
But I think he's just got to be patient. I kind of feel that he understands that the manager thinks a lot of him, but there are just options at the moment.
Frank, what would you prefer?
Well, a smaller club where I can play, because being on the field is the most important thing for me, and being on the bench, waiting for sometimes to play is not enough. It wasn't enough for me. It wouldn't have been enough for me. So yeah. It's nice. Maybe at the end of your career, you know, if you've done everything and you like Modric and Kroos, where you play one game or out of 3, that's fine. But during your career, you want to play.
Shaka, did you ever get bored in goal, where your team's offense dominated the game? How do goalkeepers keep themselves occupied when the ball is at the other end?
Yeah, I don't think you necessarily get bored.
Oh, what did you do? How did you entertain yourself?
I run around a lot.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. So, on that, so back in our day, before all this technology, we had Pro Zone, which would kind of track your running, right?
Okay.
But not a whole lot else. So when the ball was up the other end, I used to be running up and down in the box, and then we come out with the stats on the Monday morning. I'd run more than half the team. I'd run. It was great. that was the highlight of my. Yeah.
There you are.
Jim used to do that at Derby, Jim Smith, not run.
Right.
We had the Pro Zone, and Jim used to, on a Monday, he'd come in and go, so-and-so ran 13 kilometres and so-and-so ran 9, and I'm sitting there going, what a load of nonsense. Because running around more than another player doesn't necessarily...
No.
And Harry used to be good. How could Shaka be running more than you lot? I'm just running up, it's so good.
Seriously, when you're a goalkeeper though and you're at that end, you must be thinking like Saturday, particularly on a Saturday, 5 o'clock games, you're in the box.
No. I know exactly where you're going with this. Carry on.
No,
Shaka, where are your power rankings? Did you misplace the hat you used to pick the teams from?
No, I took a little bit of a winter break.
A winter break?
Yes, because Germany were an extended winter break, I've got to,
Well, what it was, the machine couldn't cope with some of the teams that he was putting in.
Right, yeah, you had a shocker. Remember when you forgot Girona?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, that was bad.
Yeah.
Frank, did you ever have a teammate that you personally couldn't stand, but were glad he was on your team? Craig Burley.
No.
Yes. No. I had a guy. I didn't even say hi. But I had a problem with what was
Chris
his name?
Sutton.
Chris Sutton, exactly. But I did what I had to do. I was a good teammate. If I had to give him the ball, I did what I had to do. And I always try to do the best for the club and the fans. But I had many players that I played with that I couldn't stand, and Craig wasn't part of those people. I enjoyed playing with Craig the season we played together.
But we had no real bad eggs in that at that time. I don't think there's anybody in that team that Frank and I played in that disliked each other.
Right.
Some got on better than others, but I don't think anybody disliked each other. The British guys and the
What about you?
foreign guys. No, I don't really. I can't remember playing with anybody that I would say I despised.
Wow.
I
And you despise quite a lot of people, so that's quite
No,
interesting.
that's not true. Well, actually,
Equally. You just despise people equally.
Well, actually, now that I think about it.
Oh, yeah, that list.
But no, no, you'd had to have been, because you got to understand, right? When you're in a dressing room, it takes all sorts.
Right.
You have to understand that, right? Not everybody is a drinker. Not everybody is married. Not everybody does this. Not everybody trains as hard. It takes. Not everybody wants to socialise if you're going out. And you can't get upset with people. It is what it is.
Wow.
I told you.
So how was that not carried into your career afterwards?
So understandable.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, it is. Just not here.
Oh, I see. Right.
What do you mean? What do you mean? I am understanding. I come in, I do the job. I get frustrated when I think people are a bit slack.
Right.
And I speak the truth.
Oh, there we go. Truth hurts.
There's something wrong with speaking the truth.
Go on, Shaka, tell the story again. I like this story.
Costas Chalkias?
Yeah.
What?
It's brilliant.
Oh, yeah, the goalie.
Yeah, when I was at Pompey. I mean, obviously, him being another goalie, we didn't play in the same team. He just wouldn't talk to me.
From day one?
From day one. From day one.
Who was there first?
Wow.
I was there first.
Right.
And then he came in on the back of Greece winning the Euros.
Okay.
Even though he didn't play a single minute. He was the third string goalkeeper for Greece. But so they bring him in, and he just wouldn't talk. And at first I didn't realize, but then I noticed I would just come in and say, good morning to everybody, and he would never say it back.
Right.
So I started, every time I come in, I'd make a point to find him wherever he was. Or, you know, and always go and say good morning. I'd tell everybody, look, I'm going to say good morning to Costas.
Right.
And then go and say, good morning, Costas. And he would just totally blank me. And then the most obvious one was we trained one day. It was just myself and Ricardo Fuller and Costas left in the dressing room.
Right.
And he got up and said, see you tomorrow, Ricardo. I just walked out. I just walked out. I left there like, bye, Costas. Bye.
And did it ever change?
Never. Never said a word to me. Not once. I said good morning to him.
But do you know why?
No, I have absolutely no idea.
And are you still in touch?
I sent him a Christmas card.
He was like,
I sent him a Christmas card. He mailed it back.
oh, that would be return to sender. That's fantastic.
But
you trained together, obviously.
We trained together every single day. Wouldn't talk to me. Didn't say a word. And every single day, I would say as much as I could to him. It was so much fun.
Who's calling me now? Steve Nicol.
It was either going to be Steve or Costas.
Why don't you answer it?
No, because we don't know. No. What stage of the day is that?
Now, I just wonder, you know, after all these years, it is a bit of a shock that between the hours of usually 6 and 7:30, there's usually a live show.
Yes.
A daily show. You know, sometimes we're on and sometimes we're not. But when he's not on the show is still actually happening.
Yeah. He sent me a message. Oh, dear. Shall I see what the message says?
Yes. See what it says.
He wasn't here in 2009.
Me? Yeah. I think Shaq was. I think we should have been a bit loose with that story.
Yeah.
So he's watching, but he's still calling me.
Well, I've got a text message as well.
Oh, God. Right. Okay, final question. Why do you guys hate Chelsea so much? They're having a tough time, but you guys slaughter them every day, especially Craig.
Yeah? What do you want me to do? Praise them?
Oh, they've won four on the bounce, haven't they?
You realise this show, we analyse games, we analyse teams.
Yeah.
I don't know if they've worked that out yet. What do you want us to say?
Rocket.
It's a circus.
Right.
We're going to sit here and go, isn't this wonderful? These signings are all great. I mean, I've even been in the...
Positivity corner.
I mean, when you beat the mighty Middlesbrough, or lose to Middlesbrough, whatever it is.
Yes. Yeah, lose 1-0. Meanwhile, let's focus now on what happened in Madrid. Sid Lowe is joining us now.
Sid's still there?
Pitch side, he's still with us. Just to confirm that Real Madrid have been fantastic everywhere, but the Metropolitano, they've lost both of their matches, of course, today, getting knocked out of the Copa del Rey. The reason I bring up is because Sid now finally joins us from that tie. Sid, long day for you. It's going to get longer now.
Well, it's going to get longer, what? Because I've got to talk to you lot. That's fine.
Exactly.
I don't mind that. I was just trying to work out, by the way, if Steve Nichol's on the show, does the show not on the show, rather? Does the show actually happen?
Well,
I'm not sure it does. You know, I think
we have absolutely no idea what happens in that man's head. Absolutely none.
Oh dear. What do you want me to do with Sid? Has he got interviews? Just tell me what's going on, Pete. We have nothing in English. Brilliant. Okay. Sid, you spoke to Griezmann and Simeone, both in Spanish, that helps us. Griezmann obviously delighted.
Yeah, well, I should probably hold up my hands here and say that I didn't speak to Griezmann or Simeone. Martin Einstein spoke to Griezmann and Simeone for us. I did stand and listen, and it was very good fun listening to both of them. And yeah, Griezmann was very, very pleased. And I think obviously one of the striking things is just the level of performance from the Griezmann. The fact that in that extra time period he was able to outrun Vinicius and then finish. Of course, the night started with that celebration of him being given the shirt with 174 on the back, because that's the number of goals he scored for Atletico Madrid, which presumably means he's got to throw that shirt away now and get one that says 176 on it instead. He's now obviously the top scorer in Atletico's entire history. And this was huge tonight, by the way. And I should point out, you've just mentioned those post-game interviews. So to get down in time for them, you sometimes have to leave your position early. So I saw Griezmann's goal that made it 3-2. I didn't see the Riquelme goal that made it 4-2, because by then I was down in the interview position, which is just underneath the stand by the tunnel. You could see the legs running down because you're sort of looking down the stairs. When it went in, genuinely, I don't think I've ever heard a noise like it. It was extraordinary. So I didn't see it, but I sure heard it.
So we were talking about it. You could just feel the atmosphere was just immense tonight overall, Sid.
Yeah, absolutely fantastic. And I was actually thinking this, in the first half and even a little bit into the second half. This has been set up, hasn't it, as 3 Madrid derbies in a row, as a trilogy. So you start with the Super Cup, then you have this game, and then you have the 2 teams play each other in the league in about a week's time. So you get 3 derbies in 3 weeks in 3 different competitions. And it's kind of all built together, and they kind of feel like they go hand in hand. And I was thinking even in the first half today, when the if you like, the entertainment level and the fun wasn't as high as it had been in the Super Cup. It wasn't as, wasn't as wild, it wasn't as exciting. And yet you still felt in the stadium, but it's better. It's better because it's tense, because it feels like it matters, because there's a noise, because it feels like this is a proper derby played in Madrid. And I do genuinely think that plays a part. The fact that it's in Madrid and not in Saudi Arabia, the fact that it's a bigger stadium, the fact in truth that the Copa del Rey matters more than the Super Copa. But even in those minutes when the game wasn't as good in terms of number of chances, in terms of goals and stuff, it was better. And then, of course, when you get the extra time and you do get those goals and you do get the drama, you think the whole package was fantastic. And this felt like a proper game that properly mattered. And I'll be honest with you, when it got to extra time, when Real Madrid scored that second to make it 2-2, and you just sort of thought, this is a never-ending story for Atletico Madrid, isn't it? Yeah. They think they've done it. They go 1-0 up, then they go 2-1 up. They get pegged back both times. You think there's absolutely no way they win this in extra time. And this time they did. 8 games in a row between these 2 teams that have gone to extra time. Every single final or knockout game played between these 2 clubs in the Diego Simeone era has gone to extra time. Every single one of them. This is only the 3rd time that Atletico have won it.
If this is the 2nd time in a week,
right,
we have interrupted extra time to bring football analysis in.
Yes, I know.
And let me tell you now, I'm struggling to get on board with this. If Sid can't get to his position in time, I am refusing from now on to interrupt the nonsense of extra time to go back and break a game down.
He didn't even do any interviews.
I was going to say, this is easily solved anyway, isn't it? By all means, wait for me, but just don't stop doing extra time or just come in and listen to the nonsense. I'd much rather talk about Steve's head and whatever's going on in there than talk about this game
we would
tonight.
rather you didn't get to your position. Come up with some excuse. Producer wouldn't have to go to you. We'd crash on here.
Right.
Bosh.
That's it. Quickly, Sid, last point. Atleti now favourites to win the Copa del Rey?
You're serious.
You would think so, wouldn't you, given the teams that are still in it, particularly if the draw keeps drawing them at home. I think that would be the key thing.
Beautiful. Thank you very much, Sid. Much appreciated.
Thanks for coming.
You can lock up now, Sid.
Just
My pleasure.
Turn off the lights.
That's it. Perfect. Thank you very much. Sid's heading to Seville this weekend for Real Betis, who take on Barcelona. Big game for Xavi there. That's in a sandwich of Real Madrid against Almeria, Girona against Sevilla. All those games live on ESPN+. That is it.
Promos now on extra
That's
time.
it. We're done now. It's all right. Just let us go. ESPN FC back on your screens tomorrow. Stevie will be in the studio.
So hopefully he won't phone in.
Well, yeah.
Phoning in. I was here in 2009.
That is it. So thank you, Frank. Good night.